Hey guys, welcome to this recap from Sketch-A-Day Live on Wednesday, May 20th. In this segment, I cover how to draw a variety of materials including cloth, patent leather, regular leather, and alligator skin leather. We do this 3 times a week on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Someone wanted to know how you could sketch leather, okay? But specifically alligator skin leather. I'm not sure why, maybe they have some alligator skin leather obsession, not quite sure, but I'm gonna give it a try. So I wanted to do just a couple material swatches for this next segment, and then I'll jump into applying that to a certain thing. So since this is some sort of fabric, I'm just gonna sketch a couple different fabric-like shapes here. Let's see. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, I'll just do a curved surface one here, and then maybe just another of the same shape, maybe slightly modified. And then we'll start shading. Okay, so let's start with this guy. I'll just do a simple, maybe woven cloth type thing. And this is just how I do it. I'm not saying this is the way to do it. Whatever works for you guys is how I would do it. All right, so I'm just starting with some blue here. Whenever I'm shading something, I like to outline the perimeter first. And then, since it's fabric, you know, if you think about fabric, it's woven, right? So it's gonna have fibers in one direction and another, depending on if it's at a bias or not, meaning diagonal to the cut. But I'm just gonna assume that this is orthogonal. And so what I'm trying to do here is just introduce some lines. In fact, since this is curved, what I can do is concentrate some of my shading closer here. I'm probably gonna have to grab some pencil to help out. And then just lighten up the stroke as we move down. So I do have that shadow core, so to speak. And now, I guess this is where it's a little difficult on a curved surface, but we'll see if we can do it. I am drawing with my wrist. I know you guys are like, ha, caught you drawing with your wrist. Finally. But I just want to create kind of a crisscross here, just to get the base down. Man, the studio is going to be rough in the summer, let me tell you what. It's so hot in here right now, and it's a tiny room. If you don't know where I'm at, watch my video with my studio tour. It's a very small room in a very small house, and right now the windows are closed. Everything's like tight. Really, it's incredibly hot in here, so I may have to bust out a fan or something. Okay, so now I'm just taking this brush tip and I want to introduce a little bit of stippling here and there, but more like just a little bit of a stroke, very, very short stroke rather than a dot, to help this texture out. Now, you may look at this and go, why don't you just take a picture and Photoshop it? Well, I could, but sometimes you don't have that. Sometimes you're just traveling, you know, and you just want to shade in a little texture. So you might as well learn how to do it, right? And by the time you took that picture and busted out your laptop and started photoshopping, I'd be done. Sketching really is just a balance of like skill, ability, and what your hope for outcome is. I do have a piece I'm working on about that that'll explain a bit more. But that's the way I kind of see it. All right, little line weight here, just to help out. All right, so that's our first one, a little bit of fabric. Well, what if you want to do something that's, you know, leather? What do you do? Let me grab my browns, my trusty Copic browns here. And let's see, we'll start with a light, because you want to go light till you get it right. And of course, when in doubt, you rough it out. All right, so I'm gonna start with this. Now for this leather, rather than a stroke that is consistent across this shape, I'm just gonna kind of scrub with the marker. By scrub, I mean short strokes, and you notice I'm rotating. Am I gonna run out of this brown? I think I might run out of this brown. I think this is the only one I have. So fingers crossed, guys. Positive, all positive energy coming my way. Anyhow, so I just want to scrub, modify the direction as I go. And instantly it creates a texture, first of all. But since the surface is curved, we want to do a couple things to kind of help out with that. Yeah, this marker is Dunzo. It's the E35. Hey, look at that. You guys are going to get a live Copic marker refill. Look at that. A live Copic marker refill. Let's just take some scrap paper here. This is why I love Copic markers, because you can just refill them. And no, they don't sponsor me. I've spent lots of money on these, just so you know. So I took both caps off, and I'm just putting some drops in here. Probably another 5-6 drops. All right. Usually you can tell when the tip here starts to get a little bit moist. How do you guys feel about the word moist? Anyhow. So usually you can kind of tell. We'll cap that. And I'm just going to take this tip. I mean, if you want to be extra about it, you can get tweezers and take your tweezers and pull this out and all that, but I'm just going to give it a minute here. It should be refreshed. Sometimes to help, I'll just put a couple drops on the tip itself here. Just let that kind of permeate. Get that juiced, and then we're good to go. All right, so instead of having to buy a new marker, Tom says moist is just a word. Yeah, some people get weirded out by it. So instead of having to get a new marker, I can just add a little juice, just like that, you know. Didn't have to run to the art store. Super nice. All right, so again, because the surface is curved, I'm going to get some shadowing depending on where the light is. So I'm going to concentrate a little bit here where we're starting to roll downhill, you could say. So just like so. Let me know if you like the picture-in-picture YouTube, if that's better. Let me know. Let's see. I can't see myself. Ah, there we go. I'm in the bottom corner. Yeah, let me know how you feel about that, if that weirds you out or if you prefer it. And then on this side, I'm going to add a little bit of marker as well. Again, you know, you could Google it, grab your tablet, take a picture of this sketch, and then Photoshop it, throw some markers in. But, you know, if you can just grab your tools real quick, it's always a little faster. Okay, I'm going to stop or I'm going to get in trouble. Offending people. Like I said, I'm a troublemaker. Okay, so I'm going to do this with a black marker, or black pencil, sorry. So I've got my Prismacolors. And if you look at, I don't have any samples here, but if you look at leather, take a look at a picture, you know, it's skin, you know, I mean, conflicted as you might be about that idea, it is skin. So there's going to be folds and creases. And so here, what I might do, just with my pen, is just add a couple little breaks, like so, or pencil rather. Just add a couple little breaks like that in the material. All right, maybe a couple little stipples as well. Whatever you feel gives the texture to your leather. And then I can take some white, and again, depending on the direction of the light source, just take this white, and on one side of these marks, just not on top of the black, but just next to the black. Okay, add a little bit of contrast, and contrast is your friend. As I always say, don't be afraid of it. It's going to help your stuff feel more realistic. All right, so something like that. Then we'll add some line weight, call it good. Saludos desde Colombia. Bienvenidos a Sketch a Day. En este día, miércoles de mayo, ¿cómo le fue su día? I need to practice my Spanish more. It's been a while. All right, so there's maybe a bit of leather, and we have just a fabric here. We'll save, let's see, we'll save this one for the alligator skin, but what if we had something like patent leather, right? Patent leather being really shiny, okay? So going through the chemical processes, whatever it goes through, I don't know enough about leather to say what that process is, but I think I can draw it. Svetlana says, maybe I can create a clone of a Ava Polar air conditioner. Maybe. Alright, so I got these reds. Basically patent leather the way I'm gonna do it anyways. There are plenty of shadow tutorials. Not plenty. There is a shadow tutorial on my YouTube you can watch right now. So again, thinking about light source. So top, okay. And reflections, light's gonna hit this surface and reflect up. So what I'm gonna have is a bit of white here, something like this, and then on the top as well, maybe something like that. Just dividing this up, like so. All right. Start with your lightest marker. This one's drying out too. And no, it's not because I store them vertically, because I don't. We had a big controversy about that. It's because I use my markers a lot. All right, so right on this edge, creating a bit of a shadow core, something like that, right? And now I want to build up the contrast here, but also I'm probably gonna have to lightly shade down to create a subtle gradient. But again, the idea is light's hitting the surface, reflecting up. Even though it's a red surface, you're gonna get that white light reflection, and then on the top as well, you're gonna have some of that. Let's see, it's red 24, so I need a 27. 27. I got an interesting comment last week. I actually deleted it because I was like, what? This guy was like, you don't sound like a black person. He didn't say black person, he used a racial epithet. And I was like, okay, what? I was just thinking, what does a black person, like, by default I'm black, so what do you mean? People are funny. Not you guys though, you guys are cool. All right. So I'll just keep shading that in. And now on the trim here, Svetlana says you created your own air conditioner. That's impressive. Right now I'm in electrical world. I'm working on a personal lighting project. Maybe I'll show that. I'll show some updates on the Patreon pre-show stream on that one. But yeah, I've been messing with wires and fixtures and cutting wood and getting the CNC ready. It's been wild. Happy Wednesday to you too, Alden. Hello, hello. All right, so this is a gradient I was talking about. I'm just gonna add a little gradient here. It's very subtle. This is a red 20, R20 Copic. I thought about entering the Copic marker rendering challenge this year, but then I saw some of the entries and I was like, nah, fam. Some of those drawings looks like people spent, I don't know, 2 weeks doing. I think they fly you out to Japan though if you do win. Maybe not now, but I think that's one of the prizes. Okay, I am curious about feedback. Do you miss the pre-recorded videos on the YouTube channel, or are you just like, whatever? I'm curious. This is a lot easier for me to just draw while I talk to you guys than otherwise. All right, so the request was for something alligator skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm looking at reference just because I want to observe a few characteristics here. For example, how the skin kind of shrinks at certain points and expands, and then just the general shape of the alligator skin pattern. So I'm trying to observe that a little bit. JN Pahara says his first time here, so kind of opinion. Yeah, just subscribe to YouTube. Like I said, the link is pinned. I have over 300 videos and a bunch of other stuff there that you can check out as well. All right, so I've switched to pencil if you haven't noticed, and the reason for that is I want to sketch this pattern out. So let's start with one of these guys, and I'm just going to pick this shape and just lightly sketch it in, like so. And again, I'm just trying to look at the reference, not to copy it, but just to understand a bit of how the shape is. So it looks like I have something like that. We've got lines up in here, and there's kind of a staggered arrangement. And these lines are just going to help guide me with the marker. I mean, I suppose you could do this with just colored pencil, but it would take forever. It would take forever. And in this case, we're going to use the white pens to get some highlights in here, things like that. Let me check in on my YouTubers, my favorites. CNC is a dream. Vivek says he loves this. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe I should just do like all live and then just post the recaps. You know, I'll mix it up. Like maybe I'll come to you live while I'm building my new studio, for example. Just set up a camera and you can watch me do some framing and electrical, and or model it up in SketchUp, whatever the case may be. I guess it kind of looks like bricks a little bit here, so we'll try and fix this. All right, so now we just pick a color, whatever color that's gonna be. I'll just stick with brown, I think. So I already have a blue or bluish green, brown, red. I could do black or like gray. Yeah, let's do gray. Let's do it. Maybe. My grays seem to have sprouted legs and walked away. What sounds cool, Stephania? Like, the pre-recorded. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the pre-recorded stuff. Maybe that's like all the like technical sketching, you could say, and then the live stuff is like application. So here's some tips, just basic stuff. Not basic, but like here's a tip on highlighting. Here's a tip on this or that, and then I go, okay, now let's apply that to real stuff. You guys give me suggestions and we make it work. Matt's asking, how's the podcast coming? It's coming. I was actually supposed to record on Tuesday, and then both me and my co-host got sidetracked. So, but I don't know. This is maybe a little bit inside baseball for industrial designers, but I will be. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I will be speaking with Brett Lovelady tomorrow. He's actually my first boss out of college. He runs a studio, Astro Studios, founded it, all that good stuff. So I will be having a chat with him, which will be fun. That'll be tomorrow. Actually, he's presenting. I'm just hosting. But Brett's one of my mentors. Super helpful. He's been great. A great resource for me and help. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. We'll be back with the live. Oh shoot, I left my glasses upstairs. I actually 3D printed those glasses I designed. Been test fitting them, trying them on. So maybe I'll show them live on Friday, but I can also just upload some footage for you guys as well. So here I'm just trying to kind of outline these shapes now with marker. If you're feeling super confident, you could almost skip the pencil step here and just do the marker. Now, FYI for you Instagrammers, this will end in about 10 minutes, okay? Brian McKang is wondering, how do these markers translate to Procreate? I have, if you scroll through my feed, I have a few sketches where you can't really tell if it's marker or not. So I did create a set of brushes. Shoot me a message, man. I'd love to pick your brain, but shoot me a message. Maybe I'll hook you up. You can try them out. But I have a set for Photoshop as well that has markers. So if you like that marker look, but you don't like having 300 markers like I do, then you can always just use that on the go. All right. So there I kind of have my base pattern down. So now you think about, okay, where the highlights, where the shadows go, all that. I'm going to give this a wash with a 30 or 20 if I can find one. I don't know where my neutral gray 30 went, so I may have to go, oh, there it is. I may have to go a little darker anyways. Oh, the custom clone of air conditioner. So that air conditioner thing, is that something you just pack with ice, or how does that work? I'm curious. Okay, so I'm just washing this and then leaving some spots for highlights. Maybe you'll get to see me refill 2 markers on the stream. All right, so there's kind of the beginnings of our alligator skin. And we'll take some techniques here and apply to each of these scales. Okay, Brian, yeah, hit me up. Loved your feed and page, so I'd love to talk a little bit, and yeah, I'll hook you up and would love your thoughts on that as well. Okay, so that's my 30, which definitely needs some love. But I don't want to bore you with another refill. In case you're wondering, this is half of the inks that I have for my copics. Half. So it's an investment, but I don't usually run out of ink and not have a way to just keep going, right? And that's because I love drawing with markers. A thought I've been having lately is about hard things and the good thing about hard things. So every morning I go for a run and I think about things to write or things to draw, and this is one of the thoughts that's recurring. There's a good thing about hard things. That good thing is when something's really hard, it forces you to think and be conscious. It forces you to budget your thought, to budget your energy. It forces you to be more considerate, more present. It forces you to approach things, I think, with more positivity. If you know it's hard and you know you have to get it done, immediately your attitude has to adapt. Otherwise, you're just going to be driven deeper into misery. Okay? Don't worry, I've been writing a lot of these thoughts, and so I will be compiling this. But my point is, that's what I love about drawing on paper. It forces me to think. It forces me to go, what's actually happening here with this material? And yes, it's just a drawing, but you know what? That gives you ideas on how you might manipulate the material. If you understand how something is and why it is that way, it makes it easier to manipulate. That's the way I see it. So that's one of the benefits of doing things the hard way. Now, of course, there's inefficiencies there, right? I can't do, in this case, yeah, You go online, you find some leather, you throw it on, you communicate what you want. Cool. But did you learn anything? Did you observe? Or did you just copy and paste something? Right? That's all I'll say on it right now. But I am really passionate and excited about that particular topic. And I think that there are just inherent good things about hard things as designers when we tackle problems or use certain methodologies, for sure. All right. Okay, now I see why this person wanted me to do alligator skin leather, because yes, it is very difficult, and I'm having to think, okay, how do these actually fit together? What's happening here, right? What's up, Andres? How you doing? Andres Parada is one of my former classmates. He was my, what I consider to be, competition in school. He would say otherwise, I think, but he kept me sharp, man. And he's since transcended my level of visual communication, but it's nice to see him here, hanging out. He just uses different tools. I'm just trying to make him feel a little uncomfortable, but he is really talented. So thanks for hanging out. Let's see. I'll have to look up that air conditioner, Svetlana. I'll have to check that out. And yes, Instagrammers, I will save this to the feed so you can check it out. But if you want to catch the rest of the stream, which will probably go another 45 minutes or so, hit up youtube.com/sketchaday.com, subscribe. Good things are coming, and you don't want to miss. Actually, if you subscribe, you'll always know when I go live. That's one thing. I'm trying to figure out a way to post reminders, do a better job of that. So if you're here because of the story reminder on Instagram, let me know. If it's Twitter, if it's Facebook, I don't really have a good way to poll and survey you guys, so let me know. Thank you. Well, it's getting there. It needs more contrast, and then I need to introduce some highlights. So I'm gonna jump to like let's see, I can do this neutral gray 7, I think, and just hit some spots. Because I did say black, or we'll just settle for dark gray. Looks like our Instagram stream ended, but that's okay. It's hard to watch two things going at the same time anyways. Okay, so I'll finish this up, and then actually, let me just go ahead and post this. Sorry, give me just a sec, guys. Boom. Okay, we are done. All right, let's finish this one up. So yeah, I think there's good things about hard things. I'll be sure to share that when I do post it. So if I were to relate this process to those like core skills and tips that I pointed out, you know, it's about light till you get it right. When in doubt, rough it out. We're dealing with contrast, reflections, and this shiny piece of alligator skin leather here. You know, how to use a background to your advantage, or shadows as well in this case. A little bit heavier on this one. Oh, that's good to know, Vivek. I've gotten mixed feedback on that. Some people say the YouTube stuff works, some people say it doesn't work. So that's good to know. That's really good to know. Where are you? I was rearranging my studio today a little bit, so some things are out of place. So pardon me if I root around a bit. All right. So now with these white pens, I really want my fatty white pen. But yeah, if you have any other suggestions for the YouTube, I'm always open. I've gotten some good ones, and if you've been watching for a while, you'll notice that things change. Someone had suggested getting a better mic, so I did that. Someone suggested sound paneling on my walls, so I did that. Better cameras, I did that. So I'm open to stuff. I'm learning, and I've learned a ton. And it's been interesting because even in this new phase of life, so to speak, I feel like I'm pretty prepared because I've been streaming so long. And I've learned a ton. This is just some Copic opaque white that I want to throw in here. For this leather. I feel like drawing a purse next. Should we do a purse? Maybe have some alligator skin accent on it or something. We could do brass or gold. Got the strap. Or I could save it for a fashion episode. I don't do a lot of fashion sketching, so that would be fun. Oh, so it's like an evaporative cooler, the air conditioner you're talking about. I mean, I have an AC in my house. It's just more like I like to keep the door closed because my kids are loud. They're playing Fortnite right now and Minecraft. So it makes it a little nicer. Yeah, you gotta click the bell. That's the thing. You gotta click the bell. Once you have the bell, it's a good call out, David. Then you don't miss anything. All right, so that concludes our materials, quick materials demo. We have, maybe I'll just label these. The different flare. So this is Alligator skin. Again, look at where I'm holding the pen. It's super important. I know it's really uncomfortable because you're probably like, man, I'm not used to holding a pen like this, but it makes such a big difference because when I do that, I can actually see what I'm drawing. Take a look. There, boom. I can see what I'm drawing and writing without even touching this wet paint. Super important. So just try that out. See how that works for you. So Sketch A Day Live, it is Wednesday, May 20th. I guess in the United States it's Memorial Day weekend. I don't even know, usually. I had to pause when I was saying it's Wednesday because sometimes I forget what day it is now. I know some people say that jokingly, but I've just been kind of in this weird state of not knowing up or down, left or right. Maybe you guys can relate. All right, so alligator skin, we've got some sort of fabric here. Sorry, that's off screen a little bit. Let me zoom out for you. Oops, there we go. So some sort of fabric. Why are you struggling to focus? Come on. There we go, okay. I'm also super excited. I am getting a new lens tomorrow. This is just plain leather. I'm getting a macro lens for my cameras. And then we have, maybe this is patent leather here. Yeah, I'm getting a new lens and I'm super excited.